Alive. We are back with our weekly Alivestream. It's Wednesday. I'm so glad that you guys are watching right now. Whether you're watching live or whether you're catching this later on Facebook or even on YouTube, I'm so thankful you guys have joined us. And I want to encourage you right now, if you're watching it live, go ahead and take a moment and share this. Even if you're watching on YouTube, you can share this on whatever social account you want just to promote it and let people know that it's happening. So I love you guys a ton. If you're missing a live, maybe just send us a comment, or right now just mention, hey, missed you guys. Maybe shout out your favorite leader or favorite person that you don't get to see as much. Because I miss you guys a ton, and I'm looking forward to a chance that we'll be able to hang out again and have service again and do all of our fun youth events. We're still praying that we'll be able to have our summer camp, so lots of fun things hopefully in store for us. So hey, if you are new to Alive, maybe you've just come across this feed on a Facebook and you don't know anything about it. Alive Orlando is the student ministry of Orlando Baptist Church here in Orlando, Florida. And you are a part of our live service that's happening today. Today we will have a game in just a moment. We will have some live worship here in our studio, and we have a recorded message of a conversation I've been having as a part of our Uncertain series, dealing with times of uncertainty that we face right now, but how to find certainty in Jesus. So I'm so thankful. A reminder, if you want to participate in the game today, which I hope you do, because the winner today, like we've been doing each week, is going to get a pizza delivered to their house. Don Jacobson, if you're watching right now, your daughters would really like you to win this pizza. They've been trying each week and they haven't come up yet. So be on it today. But in just a minute, the way you're going to participate in this game is by using the Remind texting app. And this is a way that you can directly communicate with me and submit answers. I think we have a way to do that that's going to be up on the screen right now. And this is the way that you can sign up if you're not already to be a part of the Remind text. Just follow this text 407-901-5743, and then in the body of that message, type that thing that I'm not going to read that you're looking at right now, and just send that text message. That'll help you sign up, and then you can just respond to that number with the answer that you want to give in the game in just a moment. So I'm really, really excited. Once again, if you didn't catch it before, we'll also be on YouTube later. Maybe you're even watching this on YouTube right now. I'd encourage you to subscribe. We're trying to hit the 100 subscriptions mark, which is really important for being on YouTube. So help us meet that mark. That would be awesome. So for now, if you missed it last Friday, we had a virtual game night through Zoom. It was awesome. Lots of students joined us. We had a ton of fun. So go ahead and check out right now our recap video from Friday. All right, I need somebody to make toast.
What? Just make it.
I need someone to make toast.
That takes like 5 minutes.
No.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Screen, you're on the screen.
Zoe with the win.
Ah, come on.
Oh, that's perfect.
Zoe's
Oh, that's awesome. Well, look, my toast is done.
I
like that, Dawn.
Here's the toast.
Whose toast is
Look how perfect that is.
Sorry,
It's
I was
perfect.
that is a beautiful looking toast. All right, we're back. Thank you guys for checking that out, and I'm joined with the one and only senior, just finished her stuff today, Emily Jacobson. So I'm so thankful she is joining us in studio as we've gotten to feature a bunch of our different seniors here at Alive. We aren't able to have our traditional senior takeover night, so we've been kind of doing senior takeovers each week on the live stream. So Emily's going to help me out with a game, and it's a game we've played before, but I gave Emily control over this, so I actually literally don't know what's about to happen, which is kind of the fun. I don't know what she's going to ask for. Hopefully it's appropriate and within reason. Okay, within reason. So we're going to play a game which we've done before, which we're going to call out an item, and you need to send a selfie of you holding said item somewhere in your house. So the first person to get that item, take a picture of them and send it on that remind text that we posted just a little while ago. You're going to get your name written up on the board in a good way, right? It sounds like school, like you did something wrong. But we 6 winners today, and at the end of the service, like we've been doing, I will roll the dice, and hopefully Gabe won't win again. That's the goal, right? No. We will, definitely the goal. Gabe, stay off of this leaderboard, right? So you guys have to beat Gabe. Keep him off the leaderboard. All right, so that's pretty simple. Emily's going to call it out and go get the item. Text me, first one I get with the correct item. It needs to be a selfie. I need to at least know who it is, so do that. You ready to start?
Yeah.
All right, what is the first item that you need to grab?
The first item is an electric toothbrush.
Ooh, you have to have one, first of all. Maybe your parents have. My wife has one, so I would have definitely grabbed one.
I think everyone in my house except for me has one.
Yeah, I'm just like keeping it classic. So all right, I'm ready. Remind. I know there's a little bit of delay on Facebook, but I'm ready. So whenever that comes through, electric toothbrush. Yeah, absolutely. We got blue marker ready for you.
Power now.
Yeah, it's pretty great. So an electric toothbrush. Who do you think has an electric toothbrush? Just thinking about kids in the youth group.
I feel like Gabe would have one.
Gabe? I don't know. Gabe, do you have an electric toothbrush? Just let us know in the comments if you're watching. Would Gabe have one? Maybe.
I feel like Miss Bev would have one.
Miss Bev?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bradley and Anna, if you're watching right now, is anybody watching right now? Come on. First person with an electric toothbrush. Come on. Somebody get me one and... Wait.
It's Peyton.
It's Peyton. Coming in clutch. I like your side bun today that you're working. It's real nice. Peyton's been done. That came in. Just Don's so close. She was accurate to that. So we know at least Peyton and Don are watching. Hopefully other people are watching. Maybe they just don't have an electric toothbrush. Let's go to the second item that they need to get. What is it?
The second one is a family picture that is printed out and not on your phone.
A family picture. Could it be in the frame?
Yeah, it can be in the frame.
Okay, so not a picture on your phone, a family picture, and like you need to be like the student needs to be in it, right? At least. So if you have like a little sibling that wasn't born yet, we'll probably count that. I know that, but you have to be in the family picture. So some type of family picture with a parent, siblings, whatever that is. So it could be in the frame. You don't have to take it out of the frame. Crashing the frame over, breaking the glass, like ripping it out.
Don't make your parents mad.
Don't. Well, yeah, Emily told you to do it if you did it. All right.
No, I did not.
Come on, first one to get. Zoe just sent me a picture of electric toothbrush. Zoe, I love your RTC uniform. That looks great. Does that count? Are we counting that?
We're counting that.
All right, Anna Knight with the first one in. Anna Knight with the picture. Zoe, that's a big family picture that you got there. There's a lot of people in there. I like that.
She went family reunion, didn't she?
That's real. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, all right, here's the next one. Gabe came in. Gabe, your mustache is looking great, man. I just want to let you know.
Thing. The whole beard, it's a whole thing.
It's really. Connor shaved his off, but it's fine. All right, next item. What do we got?
A hot dog.
A hot dog.
It can be in a bun or out of the bun. It doesn't matter.
What about just the bun?
No, it has to.
No. Okay, an actual hot. So you're just holding up a hot dog?
Yeah.
Or in the package still?
No, take it out.
You have to take it out of the package. Okay, a hot dog. Ironically, that's on our shopping list because we just ate our last hot dog.
Ironically, I don't like hot dogs.
A lot of people don't. Even like the all beef ones.
Yeah.
Okay. No. All right. That's fine. We eat like the high end hot dogs, the boar's head ones. They're like in a different deli section. Like they're not in like where the hot dogs. Those are the ones my daughter eats, so we get them. They're not that much more expensive, but they're in like the Publix deli section, you know, where you get the coleslaw and all that stuff. All right, a hot dog. He sent me Gabe sent the SpongeBob. Hope Gabe doesn't win. Gabe, I believe in you. I don't really hope you don't win. All right. Zoe, are we going to count that? You said out of the package. Are we going to count that?
Out of the package, Joey. Come on.
They look frozen. I don't know if she can take them out of the package. We have to count. Okay, Dawn has it. Can I show this? That's just scary. He's actually, that's in his mouth. Okay. All right, Don. I want you up there, Don, because I want to see if you can actually win a pizza today for your daughters. By the time they go home, there'll be a pizza at your house. That would be awesome. All right.
That would be great.
That would be excellent. There needs to be some other father dears. All right. What else do we have?
I want your youngest pet.
How does that work? Youngest pet?
I mean, you have a
If you have one, you only have one.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you need to just get a picture of your pet, and if you have multiple pets, you need to have the baby of the litter, or if that makes sense, or whatever it is. So if you have, I don't know, if you're the Willies and you have 4 snakes, which snake is the youngest? How do you know how old a snake is, by the way? Is there a way to figure that out? Are just snakes hatch out of eggs? What happens? I don't know. Yeah, is that?
I knew that. Come on.
I'm just trying to think about a snake coming out of an egg. It's making me feel weird. Okay. I don't like snakes.
I mean,
I don't like snakes. All right, a pet. We're going pet. If you have multiple pets, the youngest of the pets, technically just a picture of a pet because we won't know. We really won't know. We don't know how old your pets are. So unless we like physically know about how aged your pets are, just a picture of a pet of any kind. I don't think Gabe has a pet. That one seems specific.
It wasn't against Gabe, I promise.
It seems like all these things are like things that Gabe doesn't have in his house. Micah with a picture of a cat. Micah, your cat looks awesome. Thank you so much.
Cat.
It's a kitty cat. It's a cute cat. It really actually looks like my wife's cat, which doesn't live with us because I'm allergic to cats. But fun fact.
Wait, she has a cat and doesn't live with you?
No, it lives with her mom.
I mean, I guess that's
I'm allergic. She's actually technically allergic to cats too, but this is the youngest. All right, I believe you, Micah. Thank you for your honesty in that. Zoe with, your dog is pretty young. How old's your dog, Connor? It's pretty. 4 centuries old.
3.5.
Okay, cool. All right, next one. Micah's on the board.
The next one is a volleyball.
A volley. Ooh, that's specific, and I like that.
It fits me.
It fits you. Okay. Does anybody? I know Gabe probably also doesn't have a volleyball.
He might.
He could.
He could.
It doesn't have to.
Days you bring a volleyball.
Yeah, it doesnesn't have to be like a pro level volleyball. Like it just could be like just a fun volleyball. It could be. We have in our house we have like a little kids one from the Five Below. Yeah, that
that's
counts.
A volleyball.
Yeah, it's a volleyball.
I think we have one of those somewhere. It might look like a monkey.
Gabe said his pet died 9 years ago. Rip Toby the hamster, and he's offended. So, because we said he didn't have a pet. Toby the hamster, is that real?
We had a hamster named Gus.
Gus, that's a good. How did Gus die?
He was just old.
Old, yep.
He used to jump off things. He was a little daredevil.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell this hamster story. We had a hamster and we took him to the beach, like at our beach condo, and we left him out on the porch because he was like, and the sun came up in the morning and he was in his little tubes and he didn't survive. I was like very young. It wasn't me, but he didn't.
Oh my god.
Guys, I probably shouldn't have shared that. Again, what were we looking for again?
A volleyball.
A volleyball. Does anybody, please, somebody have a volleyball? Zoe has a volleyball. That counts.
I believe it.
All right, yeah, that counts. Zoe, thank you for bailing me out from whatever. It's real. Ask my family. He died in 2 weeks. Wow. Toby the hamster.
That's awful.
Rest in peace. I'm really sorry. I don't know if he had like a condition or something. Gabe, really apologize.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
All right. Let's see this last one. We got one more.
The next one is a college like shirt or jacket that you have on.
You have to be wearing it.
You have to be wearing it.
Okay, so any kind of college, university, if you like the Gators, I don't know why you would, but if you do, you would put that on. If you're, go Knights, whatever it is for you, put that on. Or maybe college your parents went to, college that you want to go to one day, Southeastern Fire, that's it. I don't even.
That was for Anna.
Yeah, no, that was for me.
That was for Anna.
No, not at all. It was for me. It was the question was for Anna.
No.
She's already on the board.
No,
Oh, okay.
Your Southeastern was for Anna.
Okay, no, it's for
You're welcome.
Mark and Nick. And, Anna's going to. All right. So somebody wearing some kind of college thing. Could it be a hat?
No.
No, it has to be like a shirt or a jacket.
Yeah.
Some kind of top wear, if you will. Zoe is wearing an Iowa State hoodie. Okay.
Definitely counts, but you're already on the board.
You're already on the board.
Way to overachieve.
You know, squared. You know the rules, Zoe. But thank you. Anybody else waiting for a text in? Connor sent me a picture of him wearing a jacket in a screenshot of a video we're going to play in a little bit. That does not work. Anybody else?
That was way too complicated.
Yeah, that was a lot. Anybody else wearing a... Is anybody else watching that wants to win pizza here? Somebody else send me a picture. No one else is scrambling right now. I'm not going to put Zoe up there twice.
Because that's not fair.
Yeah. All right, Gabe sent me something else.
He was...
Go Knights. All right, Gabe's on the board.
Fine.
Thank you, Gabe. Fine. We'll put you up there. I will not roll number 6 today. Just kidding. Thank you so much. All right. Well, Emily, thank you so much for helping us with this game. These are our 6 winners. We're going to find out who's getting a pizza tonight. Who's won already? I don't think any... Other than Gabe. Oh, Zoe won once.
Did Anna win, or was that Bradley?
No, Bradley won, and then Lydia got the pizza. And Peyton didn't win. Hasn't won yet. So, all right. Lots of options today. Let's see who wins. And go ahead and check out this random video of Connor throwing a chair off the roof in a Detroit mission trip we took many years ago. Enjoy.
3, 2, 1, go. That was weak.
Connor, you are so destructive. How dare you? Well, thank you, Connor, for just being awesome and throwing things off the roof so we could have that joy. Hopefully you enjoyed that and enjoyed our game. Emily, what was that 7th item that we didn't get to do?
A serving spoon.
Does anybody have a serving spoon? You can you won't get anything, but if you just want to send me a picture, you know when you like and stick it on your nose with a spoon?
I can't do that.
If anybody can do that with a giant serving spoon, you should just send it to me just so I can enjoy a picture of you.
I'll give you a social distance high five.
You'll give... Oh, okay. There it is. That's all you wanted. So, once again, I'm here with Emily Jacobson, graduating senior here from Alive, from OCP. She said she just finished...
My final today, so I'm officially finished with all of my high school work.
And you passed all your classes?
Yes.
No summer school?
No, because my mother would kill me.
Your mom's the principal. Okay, got it. Well, it's been a really great time getting to bring in different seniors, so I'm excited that you are here and you get to share a little bit about your time at Alive and also what's next. So, cool. Tell me a little bit about coming to Alive for the first time. What was that like? When was that for you?
I didn't actually come to an Alive service until after I went to camp, because I knew that I was coming to OCP, so I was like, might as well just, make a couple friends since we're gonna be going to school. So we went to camp, and it was so great. We stayed up so late, and we just chilled in this extra room that we had, because
what camp was this? I'm trying to remember.
We had the yellow shirts, Awake.
Awake camp. Yep. So Lake Placid. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we got put all the way in the back with the extra room, so we would hang out with there and all the other churches too, and we just got to have a good time together.
Yeah, that was super fun. One of my favorite camps for sure. So that was the one. It was Awake, and then it was the one after that was Freedom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. And so you came. I know. I want to ask you. All the other seniors, we talked to 4 seniors already, and they all came in really before I even came in as the youth pastor. So what was that like, kind of coming in as an 8th grade? Did you feel like you were welcomed in, or do you feel like you kind of had to work yourself into something? Or
I was definitely welcomed in, but me being the awkward person that I am, I didn't like to make conversations. So I had Anna, because we had met before because our parents know each other, so we had Anna, and then I just kind of got into Anna's friend group too. So
yeah, Anna's friend group, she has friends. Yes, absolutely. No. Yeah, so I'm thankful for Emily, and I know your brother, who's already graduated,
Mm-hmm.
came at the same time. Your sister Sarah, who's here actually with us in the studio, wasn't in middle school yet, but has become a part of Alive too. So you've gotten to kind of come up, and now you are graduating out as well.
Yep.
What you kind of talked about camp, was that like your favorite time, or what was your favorite time just of all the years being at Alive? Was there something you would...
Camp was always the best, especially the DJB camps. Those were just top of the list. We always had a good time there, and we had all the fun camp games, and even we had it was weird and it was fun and it was a good time, especially with the Pokemon Go that you guys always. They would ride
Since
around.
day one.
They would
Day
ride around
one.
in the golf cart trying to find their Pokemon when we're trying to eat dinner.
Yes, it was really important. That game had just come out, and it was really important for us to we all had it, and I think I'm like one of the only people that still play from that original group. I know Connor's with me on that, but I'm just trying to think about like a lot of those guys that started, and we're like, yeah, go team. But all right, that's fun. I love those camps, and I'm thankful that you've gotten to be at. Have you been at every camp since? Mm-hmm. Awesome. So maybe not this year though. We'll see what happens with camp, and I'll let you know.
And college and things too.
College and stuff. Yeah, you're graduating and finishing up. So, well, tell me a little bit about what is next for you then.
I am going to go and play volleyball for college, and then I'm gonna do all my prereqs in the first 2 years because I'm gonna play at junior college, and then I'll go to a 4-year and get my nursing degree and become a nurse.
That's awesome. Where, if you, I know you haven't announced where you're going to be going to school. If you could go to any school after your initial 2 years, where it's like, what's your dream school for nursing right now?
I don't know.
Put you on the spot. I don't know if you've thought about that, like where you'd want to like finish.
I have a friend who is in the UCF nursing program. He likes it a lot, and I know that they have a really great program. So and that's close to home, so that would be nice.
So yeah, so if you end up leaving the state, you could come back and see us, and you wouldn't be too far. But at the same time, maybe you'll like being out of Florida, or if be like, oh, it snows somewhere else. Okay, it's snowing. Like guys, it's been snowing like in May places.
Yeah.
Is it snowing in Iowa? Is that where you're shaking your head? No, it's not
just
snowing in Iowa. Just cold there. I know Pastor Chris, who lives in New York. He just posted a video of it snowing. I'm like, I don't understand that. It's like 90 degrees outside.
It's
like
hot here.
Stuff is melting in my car and it's snowing. Yeah. I don't understand that at all. Well, I'm really excited for you and your next step. What's it been like just kind of finishing your senior year in this kind of weird time? Have you kind of adapted? I know it's been probably like today you took your exam. Mm-hmm. So what's it been like? What's been good, but what's also been hard?
It's kind of nice that I get to sleep in and still get all my work done within 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I miss seeing all my people at school. Like I miss all my friends and I miss my teachers, and it's been a little hard to just see my sister all the time. all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if Jess was still living with you guys too. That would be, yeah. So she's married and killing it with Jacob. So love you guys. Any shout outs? I mean, you have the camera. So anybody you miss? There's so many, I'm sure.
Yeah, I miss Anna a lot. Anna, I love you. And I miss Miss Hart, and I miss everybody. I miss people. Just period. I miss people.
Yeah. Well, Emily would love to hear from some of you guys if you haven't been in contact with them, and hopefully you guys have some opportunity before you head off to college to interact with some people as things kind of come back from some of this quarantine. But for now, keep a safe distance, right? And don't come into the studio and sit this close to people. That's a horrible idea. Do you have any, just thinking back on your years of high school, your years of being alive, do you have any kind of closing thoughts, advice for your sisters coming up in high school and anybody else that would just be watching right now?
I think over my years in schooling, I've learned to not really care as much about what people think about me, but just to live my life how I want to live it and how I feel like God wants me to live it. So I've learned to just be myself, but I've also been able to do that with the few close friends that I have, because it's not always about the amount of friends you have, but the few close ones that you can count on no matter what the circumstances.
That's great. I think that holds up, and that's going to be good in high school, but also really important in college as well. So I'm thankful for you and excited for your next step. I want to pray for you, and then we'll transition into some time of worship. So Jesus, I thank you so much for this time. I thank you for Emily. I pray that you continue to guide her in her next steps, make clear exactly where you have her go, and even after a 2-year time in college, where you would take her after that. Pray you would help her just have amazing opportunities, meeting new people, keeping her in her faith, and helping her in her athletics, balancing everything. So we love you. Give her great success and help her to know that she's loved by you and the people here at OBC and everywhere. So we love you so much. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, well, go ahead. It's probably been a little bit since you guys have washed your hands. I think that's what we're going to, right? So go ahead and take a quick hand washing break, and we'll be back for worship. All right, well, we are back, and Carly Janney is here with me in studio, and we're going to do a little bit of worship, so I'm so thankful for you guys. So I know it's a little weird to watch worship and not able to participate like you would be able to in a live service, but I want to encourage you, wherever you're at, wherever you're watching, maybe just kind of put away your phone, unless you're watching on your phone, and just kind of get yourself in a position, a posture of worship. Maybe just take a moment and just pray and thank Jesus for what he's done, and just kind of even if you just listen to the songs, think through the words and what they represent and what they mean, let that be a time of worship for you. So hopefully these songs are familiar to you, and you're just able to join us, sing along right with us. I know it's kind of weird, maybe if you're in your room by yourself or in a living room, but it's not weird, it's worship. So looking forward to this time, so let's sing. uncertainty. I pray that we would make Jesus the center of our faith and that he would guide us and lead us in each step we take in our life. So let's sing this out. And I will build my life.
I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not
Sing it out.
be shaken. I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken. Holy, there is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are, and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those
I'll build my life. Sing it.
I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will put my trust in you alone, and I will not be shaken.
And that's the truth. So we trust in you, Jesus, to be the rock that we can lean on in storms and in bright sunny days, Jesus. We trust in you and we thank you. Sing it out. You are here.
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you.
Sing it again.
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship
We
you.
proclaim you are waymaker. Sing it.
You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you
Sing it
are.
again.
You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are.
Sing the second verse.
You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you. I worship you.
Proclaim it. He's waymaker. Sing it out.
You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are.
Sing it again. You are waymaker.
You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are.
And God is moving even when we're just at home, wondering if God is still active and whether God's still with us. He's with us and He's moving. So right now we can just put ourselves in a place where we can interact with Him, where we can listen, where He can speak to us, where He can guide us and fulfill those hurt places in our hearts. So let's sing it out.
Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop.
One more time,
Never
sing it out.
stop. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop.
You are
You never
waymaker.
stop. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are.
One more time.
You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are.
And Jesus, we thank You that You are there for us. Even at our darkest, at our weakest moments, You have promised to be there and to help us. Jesus, You came because we couldn't do it on our own, because we needed someone, because we were sick and we needed a healer. We needed a miracle, Jesus, and You brought us back to life. And we're so thankful for Your life and the way that You have made us alive, Jesus. Continue to do that miracle in our life each and every day. We love You and thank You. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Well, hey, thank you guys for worshiping with us. Carly, thank you for singing along with us. I hope that you guys get to just spend this time reflecting on God's goodness. And so before we move on, we are going to just move into our heartbeats here at Alive. And so we're about to get to hear a message, a conversation I had with one of my good friends, Austin McBeth, and you'll get to meet him because I don't think you've met him before or probably know who he is, but I'm so thankful for that. So, hey, before we do that, we're going to do our heartbeats. These are our mission statements, what we believe here at Alive. We say these every week, even when we're live streaming. We make sure that these are part of what we're doing. Say them out nice and loud wherever you're at. Scare your cat, Micah, right? Or wherever you're doing. And at the end, this is our heartbeat. A big clap above your head. Carly's going to help me with this, so let's do it. 1, 2, 3. We live to love God through worship. We live to love others as He loved us. We live to show the difference. We live to follow His call. We live to see others come alive. This is our heartbeat. All right. Well, that was awesome. Thank you guys for doing that with us. And like I mentioned before, go ahead and sit down wherever you're at and enjoy this conversation I got to have with Austin McBeth. Check it out.
Austin, what's up, man?
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks so much for joining me on our service conversation dialogue that we're doing here. So I appreciate it a ton. Well, for you guys watching right now Alive, this is my friend Austin. He'll share a little bit about himself and how we kind of know each other. I'll fill in a couple gaps as well. But Austin, I'd love for you to just share a little bit about you and kind of who you are and what it is that you do. And
For sure. First of all, thanks for having me. Is it Pastor Mike? Do you go by Pastor Mike? Michael, what do you go by?
Shepherd Michael sometimes. No, they just call me they call me Schmidt. Definitely not Pastor Mike. That like we don't want to start that, but usually Schmidt.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, so my name's Austin McBeth, and I am from a really tiny town called Wayland, Iowa, which most of you from Florida have no idea maybe where Iowa's even at.
We have some Iowa people, actually a family from Iowa. They're
Nice.
Yeah, I think they're heading back up there to visit family soon. So yeah.
Big time. Yeah, so I'm from a small town in Iowa. It's about 900 people, so really, really small. And I'm a basketball coach. So I'm currently at a school called Truman State University, which is a Division II university in Kirksville, Missouri, which is another really small town in northeast Missouri. So it's about 2 hours away from where I'm from. And that's my job. I've been there for 2 seasons now. I've been a basketball coach since I got done playing. I played at Iowa State, so pretty much my whole life I've been in Iowa, around Iowa. Spent 2 years in Illinois. Have been two years here, and I actually spent a year in North Carolina after I got done playing, where I met my wife, who's from Orlando, and who you know. And yeah, so those are the main things about me. Some things that I like doing.
Yeah.
I love to golf. Like I'm a huge golfer. I got a tee time today at 2:15.
Great.
But any chance that I can get out on the golf course is a good day for me. It's kind of like my obsession now that I'm done hooping and I just coach. It's like the thing that I put all of my competitive energy into.
Yeah, you and Jordan just hooping and golfing.
It's on the course. Yep. Except I don't gamble though. We don't exchange money while we play.
Yeah. So what have you? Actually, let me just put this out there. Your season, I'm assuming, got cut short, which I know that's tough. But share a little bit about that. I know you might share a little bit later about kind of some of that challenge. I'm not sure, but what has that been like for your season cut short? And then what are you doing right now outside of golf and during your quarantine?
Yeah, it's really weird because we actually had a great year this year. So we're in a conference called the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Probably the closest school to you guys in our conference is Bellarmine, which is in Louisville, Kentucky. And they actually just went D1. You don't know who it is. But anyway.
No idea.
We won our conference tournament, regular season, and the tournament. So had a big time year, one of the best years in school history. And we were in the NCAA tournament. We were on our way to Indianapolis to play in the first round of the tournament. We were like 3 hours away from home. We were right outside of St. Louis, Missouri, and got a text message from the assistant saying, "Tournament's canceled." It was just over. Like it was the weirdest thing I've ever been a part of. I know I haven't been alive that long, but so it's been weird. Like it's been weird that it's done. It's weird that our students just had finals this week, so now they're done with classes, but they've been doing it online. My wife is a volleyball assistant, so we both work at the school, but haven't been there in a month. We wake up every day and we're like, so what are we doing today? It's just, we go on runs, we go on walks. Like I said, I golf a lot, but it's weird because you're just so used to life as normal and everything just kind of got cut. So I'm really focusing on doing some things to just kind of benefit me. I've been reading a ton lately, which is good. I've always kind of wanted to start reading more, and this has given me an opportunity to do it. Good. So I've been reading a lot of books, growing. I watch a lot of sermons and messages kind of just to get filled up and learn more.
That's great. Well, let's do something kind of fun, just kind of get to know you a little bit. I know you're a basketball guy, as you've kind of shared, and a lot of our students enjoy it. Question for you, and maybe a question you've gotten before. What is your all-time starting five for all-time, old players, new players, current players, whatever? I know we were talking about The Last Dance, watching the Jordan documentary. I don't know if you guys are watching it, but your all-time five. I'm assuming Jordan's in it. I'm assuming. Okay, you got to have the go. All right. All right. Yeah. Start at the just walk me through your starting five, if you could, as a coach, if you could put it together.
So I struggled with one position that I really had a hard time determining who I was going to throw in there. I'm probably going to make some basketball fans mad that.
Okay. Well, What are the
KD,
locks?
KD and LeBron are not in my top 5 for any of you young cat, because I wanted to put them in, I couldn't do it. So
Okay.
my point guard is my guy Steph Curry. I'm
Yes.
a
Okay.
huge Steph Curry fan, so
Okay.
he's at the 1.
Okay.
The GOAT, Michael
course.
Jordan, at the 2.
Okay.
I have Tracy McGrady at the 3. Now,
Wow.
a lot of your students are probably not even going to know who that is.
Well, I mean, we're Orlando. I mean, he's part of our heritage here.
That's
so.
true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That
T-Mac.
is true. T-Mac. So I was born in 1990. I'm 29 years old, almost 30. And I grew up watching T-Mac play. Like, T-Mac kind of came in the league as Jordan left. So I vaguely remember the Wizards Jordan, but T-Mac was like the dude that I watched growing up.
Yeah.
I was obsessed. Like, I had every pair of shoes that he ever came out with. I used to wear the leg sleeve just like him. Like, I did it all.
Yeah.
And so T-Mac is my 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the 4,
Okay.
because his energy, his passion, dudes don't play like him anymore. Kevin Garnett.
Oh, I love Kevin Garnett.
He was a dog.
Yes.
So he's at my 4.
Yeah.
And once again, Orlando, shout out. You guys will appreciate this.
Yes.
I've got the Diesel at my 5, Shaquille
Good.
O'Neal.
You got to. I mean, he's one of the most dominant people to ever play. And it's a little, I mean, we appreciate it, but also Shaq in Orlando is kind of a sensitive issue still. I mean, him leaving was not great terms. And then we got done over by a similar look in Dwight Howard years later. So it's really tough for the Tragic here in Orlando. We're struggling. And even T-Mac being here with some great years. So we love that. I'm with you. I think that's great, and I like you picking with your heart. That's a good.
Yep.
So, well, thank you for sharing that. And right now, if you have your own 5 that you want to throw down in the comments, if you're watching right now, I'd love to hear that. If you don't even like basketball, you can just make up players' names and just make up your own thing. So again, we're in the series called Uncertain, and it's all about finding certainty in Jesus during uncertain times. And so we're kind of in the strange season. And even as things start to open up again and we're trying to hey, can I go out to eat? Is that cool? Or am I supposed to still stay at home? Or what's going on with summer? What's going on with school and graduation? There's still a lot of unknowns for people. Am I going to go back to work? And it's a little crazy still. So we're still looking for answers and taking each day at a time. I know, Austin, you mentioned just kind of what's going on today. How can I better and grow today? Even when I'm not on the court or at my job. So I want to read this verse. This is kind of our theme verse, our passage out of James chapter 1. I want to read this as we continue to let this kind of guide our time. So let's read this. It says this, starting in verse 2, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing." And that's the goal. So tell me a little bit about you shared a little bit about your just kind of who you are and what you're doing, but tell me a little about your faith background growing up. What that look like for you being a believer?
So I was born and raised in church. My mom and dad they split up when I was really young, like 1 or 2. And so I basically was raised by a single mother, had an older brother who's 2 years older than me. And I was born again and baptized when I was probably around 8 or 9. It was somewhere in there. Like, I remember enough that I remember the experience. Don't know for sure like how old I was. So I was the very stereotypical church kid. Like, I was in church every Wednesday night, every Sunday morning. I was the lead in every Easter play that we did. I was in praise and worship team. I was on drama team. Like, I did all that. So I was super heavily involved in church my whole life. And I kind of grew up when I was in high school with more of a fear of my mother than a fear of the Lord. Like, I was just terrified to screw up, make a mistake, do anything wrong. Very much like a legalistic, you don't drink, don't smoke, don't have sex, don't cuss, don't, the big, huge kind of pillars of don't do this if you're a Christian. And when I got to college and had the opportunity to really like make my faith my own, I very much was in love with Jesus and wanted to follow him and believed in him, and he had really just loved me to a place that I could tell that like my life mattered and this earth was more than just the time that we're here. And it didn't make sense that all of this came out of nothing and there had to be somebody who created it. But really kind of in college was when I really kind of dug my roots deep into God and found out that there was so much more about him and what he has for my life and how he wants me to live my just like day-to-day experience glorifying him and finding opportunities to share my faith with other people and to live the way that he asks us to in his word, not because we're supposed to be do-goody Christians, but just because he designed us in a way that he has the manual or the instruction for us to live our best life if we follow the design that he had for us. And so I don't really have a story of like a backsliding time where I thought that God wasn't real and struggled with this or that. Like I've kind of always been consistently grounded in my faith. But when I was younger, it was more just like a fear of who God was and wanting to go to heaven. And it was really when I got to college and had to make my faith my own is when I like really started to actually grow like deep in my faith and desiring God and wanting to have like a daily relationship with him and don't do things out of fear, but actually just out of the love that I have for him, the love that he has for me.
Yeah. Can I ask you about that? I mean, I know, some of our students go to a Christian school. They might go to a Christian school for college, but you weren't at a Christian school in college. You said Iowa State, right? And so how did you own your faith when you weren't in a position where somebody was, there wasn't anybody in your school, you weren't in a Bible class, so what did that look like for you to be consistent in your faith in a non-Christian atmosphere?
A lot of it was getting connected and plugged in somewhere where I had other people that were kind of supporting me and people that I could count on. I think way too many times when young men and young women go to college, like it's their first time to actually have to make their faith their own and figure out what I'm about, what do I believe in. And you're typically, when you're going to college, you're going to a place where there's a lot of people that were raised much different than you with different opinions. And so, I mean, I got involved really quickly in a church that I loved. I was a part of the praise and worship team. Like they're today some of the people that are my best friends in life, 10 years after college are people that I met in church. I got involved with FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and got involved with the leadership committee there. I found guys on my team that were Christians and just started to make sure that I had a support system, because when you kind of distance yourself and don't search and kind of seek out like-minded Christians that can live life with you, it really is difficult because you just find yourself getting caught up in all of these different situations and different opportunities and areas for the world to really kind of consume what you used to believe and attack kind of the things that were the staples of your faith. And so getting connected is huge. And I encourage anybody that I talk to, when you're in high school, like when you go from junior high, like you need to get connected and you need to make sure that there are people around you that are supporting you, that believe in you, that will challenge you when you're doing something stupid to say, hey, like, I know you're better than that, and that's not something that you want to be doing. Like, we need a support system. It's the reason why the Bible says, do not forsake, the gathering together of believers, because we need to be together. Like what we're doing right now, this stuff is so important in a time of quarantine to just continue to build each other up.
And now you transition from, you played basketball in college, you transition to coaching. But what does it look like for you to live as a believer when you're working with these young adults, these basketball players?
It's really cool because I actually, in a lot of, and I say this is kind of the line that I say, but it's very true. Like coaching is my ministry.
Sure.
And too many times people, I think, just kind of say that the work of the kingdom and the work of evangelizing and being a Christian and sharing the gospel, like that's your responsibility. Like, Schmitty, you're the one who needs to do it because you're the pastor. I'm just fill in the blank. I'm just a student. I'm just a coach. I'm just this or I'm just that. But I get to spend every single day when we're not in quarantine with 19, 17 to 22 year olds. Like every day I'm with them. And so in the same way that you know, the people that are on this call that are watching this message are kind of the people that you shepherd. I'm doing the exact same thing.
It's great.
And in life, I think that's what's so important to understand is that no matter what your job is, no matter what your profession is, no matter whether you're a student, like you have a sphere of influence of people that listen to you, that care what you think, that are inspired by you. And each one of us are called as Christians to minister and build up those people. And so, yeah, I'm not a pastor, but at the same point, every single day I get to speak life. I get to pray with my players when things are going wrong. I get to be the guy that talks to them when they're struggling in their sport, when their parents get a divorce, when their grades aren't very good, when they don't know what they like, all of those monumental seasons of life that they go through. I'm the person that they talk to. And so that is my ministry, and it's my opportunity to basically leverage my faith to hopefully speak life into them and point them to the Father.
That's good, man. All right. Well, tell me a little bit. I've asked each person that I've gotten to have these conversations with about a time of kind of uncertainty in their own life, whether that was a while ago or something more recently in this kind of quarantine time. And what does that look like for you to process? What did you learn kind of through the way?
Yeah, when I got done playing college basketball, I thought that I was going to go to the league. Like my whole life from a small town, everybody's like, Austin, people don't go to college to play basketball around here. I said, well, I'm going D1. Well, you should probably have a plan B. There is no plan B. I'm playing Division I basketball, and then I'm going to the league. And got to Iowa State, made it on the team. I was like, this is what my dream was. This was the plan. Everything is right in order. And probably about 2 years into playing, like right around my junior year, I was like, I'm not making it to the NBA. Like I'm not good enough to start on this team, and we'll be lucky if one, maybe two guys on this team go to the NBA. So I'm clearly not going. And that's when I knew that I wanted to coach. Like it was kind of like as this dream of being a professional athlete was kind of like taken away from me just by the realization that I'm not good enough. God like supplemented that longing with, I designed you to coach, and everything that you've pursued up to this point was for you to be equipped to be ready to coach and to do the things that I want you to do. So when school got over, I'm like, I need to get a job. I applied for every job under the sun. I mean, everything from the head assistant coach at Texas University to a Division III assistant for women's basketball in Montana. Like I applied for everything. I got nothing. I got no responses, no callbacks. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I know that God wants me to coach. Like I was so certain of that, but yet I can't get a job. So how do I coach if I can't get a job? And you want to talk about uncertainty? I had no idea what was going to happen. Like I was basically at a place where I was going to have to move back home, live with my mom, and just apply for jobs next. I didn't know what I was going to do. Okay. And I got an opportunity to be the acronym is DOBO, but it's the director of men's basketball at a junior college in Iowa called Indian Hills. So you guys won't know anything about that, but Indian Hills is perennially one of the best Division I junior colleges in the country every single year. Kevin Garnett was actually going to go to Indian Hills had he not went straight from high school to the NBA, but they're really good every year. So I got a job offer, and I was going on my visit, or going to kind of job interview with the head coach at Indian Hills after college. So this is during the summer. And at the same time that he offered me, I got a call randomly from a little tiny Christian school in North Carolina called Montreat College. And that coach offered me a job too.
Wow.
So he wanted me to fly out. He wanted me to go do a job interview. And I didn't know anything about it. Like I'd never been really out of the state of Iowa much. And so I basically have this random Christian school in North Carolina that's interested, and I've got the best Division I junior college in the country, and they're both offering me a job. Obviously, everybody would say you need to go to Indian Hills. Sure. So I went a month and a half with having no prospects, no opportunities for anything, and just like saying, God, how is this supposed to work if I can't get a job when I know that you want me to coach? And there was so much uncertainty. So I go out to North Carolina first. Wasn't a great opportunity. Wasn't in love with it. Small Cracker Jack box gym. Like, it's one of those unglamorous jobs that you're like,
Sure.
I mean, I don't want to take this, but it's an opportunity. So I go back and I go to Indian Hills. Place is unbelievable. Like, the facilities are great. Every single kid on the team is going D1, like, for sure, which means I'm going to get to interact with all these D1 head coaches and assistant coaches, and everything in life and in the natural would say, take the Indian Hills job.
Sure.
So I leave the job interview. I'm headed back to Wayland. And as I get in my car and I start driving away, and I was going to call my mom, but there was probably about 15 miles of like terrible reception, so I couldn't call anybody. As I'm driving away, the idea of taking the job at Indian Hills, which was the right choice, made me physically nauseous. Like, I have never in my life felt so much of an internal do not make this decision before from the Holy Spirit ever in my life. Like, never have I heard so strongly, do not make this decision. And it didn't make any sense, because everything from my eyes would say, you need to take this job. It's a no-brainer. Everything within me said, don't take it.
Yeah.
So I get out of the bad reception. I call my mom. She's like, so what do you think? I'm like, this place is unbelievable. She goes, did you accept? I said, I'm not taking it. She said, why? I said, God told me not to. And the great thing about having Christian parents, so if there are parents that are watching this, that are believers, that are supporting your kids, understand how important your role is as a parent with your child. Because in that moment when I said, God told me not to, my mom didn't ask questions. She didn't say, Austin. She said, then you don't take it. Like, she trusted God enough to know that if he spoke to me, that she could support it. And the really cool thing is I ended up taking the job at Montreat. I was only there for a year. And the girl that's sitting in the kitchen right now that I am married to, I met while I was at Montreat in the year that I was there. So
if you didn't bring that up, I was going to, because I knew that was the connecting point. So And
really cool to see the faithfulness of God.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. Well, clearly God is working something, and now you're at Truman coaching, and what a cool sign of God's faithfulness. So for students right now, maybe they're not even out of high school yet. Some of them are still in middle school, and they're just trying to figure out, okay, how do I? That's great, Austin, and I love your story, and I love the way that God's worked in your life. But I'm just trying to figure out how to process quarantine right now. What can I do spiritually today? What kind of truth of God's word can I lean on to know to take that just next right step today and find certainty in Jesus? So what kind of, from what you've learned, what kind of advice would you share with students today?
I think it's really important, junior high, high school, it's really important for you to understand that not only is God faithful and real, but he's not surprised by anything that happens. I believe I don't know the exact verse. It's somewhere in Isaiah. It talks about, God says, I am God and I am like no other. And then he qualifies why he is like no one else. And he says, knowing the end from the beginning. What a powerful statement that God makes. And this is really difficult for us to understand as human beings, but God says in his word that he knows the end from the beginning, meaning the way that we as humans are walking through life, and all of a sudden, February, whatever, they say, hey, there's a virus, you're in quarantine. And we're like, how are we supposed to handle it? It didn't surprise God.
Yeah.
And so the God that we put our faith in, the Jesus Christ that we pray to, that we believe in, that died on the cross for our sins, when God put together the world, he started at the end and worked his way backwards.
Yeah.
And that's really difficult for us to understand as human beings. But what it means is that God was not surprised by quarantine. So in the same way that we are now trying to figure out this new normal, God already had this in his plan for your life. Jeremiah 29:11, a good and perfect and pleasing plan to bring you a hope and a future. He had quarantine already calculated in your plan. And so what you really have to do, as difficult as it is when new things happen, is you have to have the faith, because without faith, it is impossible to please God. You have to remind yourself that God was not surprised by this. And if he has brought you to this point, if there's anything that you have trusted him with in the past that he has shown himself faithful for, like me with that job, with having my wife now, if he's ever been faithful before, Hebrews 13:8, God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so if he has ever done something for you before that you can have trust in him because of, you can trust him in this time too, because he does not change and he is consistent.
That's it. Yeah, I'm right with you, and I need that. Sometimes there are mornings where I wake up, I'm like, what is happening? Trying to figure that out, and trying to figure out what youth ministry looks like and how can I interact and help students without actually getting to be with them right now. And I'm just, God, do you know what you're doing in this? And I have that question, but I'm then flooded with the reminders of all the ways he's been faithful. He continues to. We're in God's word, and just seeing how he's been faithful to his people since the beginning. And then I'm just, okay, I'm going to trust you, and I'm going to lean into what you have for me today, and I'm just going to take that next step. So that is good and full of truth. So, man, well, if you ever don't coach, you could definitely jump into the pastorate. I think you can preach, and I'm sure you've been told that before, but
I have been told that.
Well, let me close out with, I just want to reread our passage out of James, and then we'll close it out, man. I appreciate it. So here we are, James chapter 2, just to kind of conclude everything that Austin's been sharing with us today. James chapter 1, verse 2. Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy, for you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. And so we're praying for you guys that that would be true in your life, that the Holy Spirit would speak to you, that you find your fulfillment in Jesus and find certainty in his leading. And so, Austin, I appreciate your story is encouraging and inspiring and really relevant for us today. So thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me, man. God bless you guys.
All right. See you soon, man.
Guys, we're back. Thank you so much, Austin, once again, for taking some time to have that conversation with me. I hope that you were encouraged by that. I hope you got something for that, because there's a lot of truth that he shared with us. Also know that we weren't able to include it in that conversation, but I did have a chance to talk to Austin about 2 books that he's actually written. And if you're interested in that, they're free to download off his website. You can go and do that. I'm going to post later to Instagram and Facebook a conversation we had about his books, what those are all about. So if you're interested, you can check those out. So guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. A couple closing remarks, and in a moment we're going to have a benediction prior to us revealing who the game winner is going to be. We have Peyton Anna, father, which is Don Jacobson, in the building, Micah, Collie, Zoe, and it was Gabe. Now it just says anyone else. I don't know what happened during that video, but we'll see if anybody rolls a 6, and we'll go with that. So Gabe, love you, man. Make sure, I want to remind you once again, you can take a moment to share this right now. Also, please take a moment and subscribe to our YouTube. If you didn't see it earlier, I posted a very corny song challenge that Chris Arroyo, Pastor Chris, challenged me to. Go and watch that. My daughter is adorable in that, and there's some great bloopers. So make sure to watch that on our YouTube as well. A couple other things to know about. Tomorrow we will be in our morning Bible study at 10 a.m. We send out that link on Remind each and every morning. And make sure to join us Sunday morning here for our OBC live stream starting at 10:30. You can jump on earlier at about 10:15. We're going to have a couple special guests hosting, so love for you guys to check that out as well. Well, we're going to go ahead and close out with a benediction from another senior who will be with us next week, hopefully, Joseph Renko. Go ahead.
Hey guys, it's Joseph Renko from Alive here, and I've been asked to read the benediction for this week's live stream. So, today's benediction comes from the book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verses 10 through 13, and it reads as follows. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. All who rage against you will surely be ashamed and disgraced. Those who oppose you will be as nothing and perish. Though you search for your enemies, you will not find them. those who wage war against you will be as nothing at all. For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. Basically how that relates to current events today. As you guys know, we're going through the coronavirus pandemic, and it's not only difficult on us high school students, been displaced from regular high school and going into online schooling, and especially us seniors right there. We never knew that, the last day we went to school was like back in March before spring break was the last time we would, see some of our senior friends before they went off to college. But aside from that, it's also rough on our families because, some of them have been displaced from work due to the coronavirus pandemic or lack of business or shut down or furloughed or whatever that may be. They're not making money and they're really struggling to provide, roof over our heads and food on the table. But what's more rough than that, I've seen people in these tough times not place their faith in Jesus. And something so simple as that is a complicated subject matter for most that aren't Christians and don't believe in Jesus, because they always have to question, why should I put my faith in Jesus? He's not just going to make this thing, disappear overnight. And the answer is no. He's not going to make this coronavirus pandemic disappear overnight. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a couple weeks, months, maybe years. But I believe this is an ultimate test of our faith as Christians, to put our faith in Jesus in the long run.
Joseph, thank you for that. That was really encouraging. God continues to be with us, even in this kind of strange season, and I hope that you're able to join us next week. Sorry to give that away, but looking forward to having you in the studio as we finish out our Uncertain series with the month of May. So, hey, we're going to find out who's going to win today. Rolling this dice, somebody on this board, 1 through 6, is going to get a free pizza tonight, potentially. So, here we go. I don't know who you guys think it is. You can comment below who you think it's going to be. Some people are just commenting, not Gabe, I'm sure. But hold on, let's figure it out. Going to keep it on the table. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, I rolled it off. That was not a fluke. I'm going to re-roll it because it fell onto the floor. Okay, here it was. And it wasn't a 6, just in case you're wondering, Gabe. I'm not trying to cheat you out of this. I'm just going to try to keep it on the table. It is a 2. It is a 2. That is Anna. Anna, you're getting a pizza. So there it is. And it actually was a 2 first time on the floor. So I guess the dice doesn't lie and you're destined to have a pizza tonight. So, hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Maybe you're watching this later. Again, share this on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. And man, I'm really hoping to get to see you guys soon in person. I'm looking forward to hopefully the month of June as we're able to gather again, even in small groups. So looking forward to that live. Love you guys and see you real soon.